Hi, it's me, Ro, author of Speaking from Spirit, and here is your February 2020 energy alert. So, February is going to be all about relationships and our commitments. It's a great month to meet a new partner. Definitely love is in the air, and not just because it's Valentine's Day. If you're already committed, then there may be a spike in passion this month. It may really boost things up in your already love relationships. It would be a really good time to maybe take a romantic getaway or to spend some time alone together. It's a month to really feel the love, so to speak, the love that we have for others and definitely the love we receive from others. It's also a great time to evaluate the level of self-love we have and that we show to ourselves, and to improve on that, especially if it has been lacking or non-existent. With that said, all relationships will be up for review this month. So it's a good month to both seek comfort and to also give comfort and emotional support to others. It is a great time to evaluate the health of all of your relationships. Healthy balance in all relationships will definitely be the theme this month. It's going to be a big theme throughout the year, but definitely this month. So when we evaluate our relationships to everything, to food, to work, to money, to our bodies, as well as to other people. And a healthy balance in all relationships is what we're going to be striving for, what we're going to be seeking. So where we kind of give and receive equally and appropriately, where we feel supported, where we feel nurtured through the relationship, where we feel there is good boundaries and good communication, good understanding, where we feel equal. Basically, it's when our spirit is in charge of how we relate, as opposed to our little ego self, which is filled with all kinds of fears and phobias and doubts and agendas and insecurities and control issues. If our spirit is in charge, then all our relationships will be healthy. As we evaluate our current relationships, we're going to be seeking to bring them all into better balance this month, better structure, and with a greater foundation to grow forward so that we can grow individually and together. We're looking to thrive. We'll check in and evaluate if our relationships, again, are healthy, unhealthy, toxic, if they're growing, if they're dying, if they're treading water. We're going to look at, are we getting what we need? Are we willing to be present and committed? Are we with being a good partner? Are we with a good partner, a healthy partner? It will be a time of kind of separating the wheat from the chaff, so to speak. So some relationships that don't belong or are unhealthy, they will either shift, they will be renegotiated, or they will go. Remember, self-love, self-care are big, huge themes in a 4 global year. And one of the ways that we express self-care and good self-love is to remove what is no longer working or what is even toxic in our life. That is very good self-care. There will be greater focus on our home and hearth and our home environment. So our home should be our sanctuary. We should come home and feel like, oh my God, I'm home. I feel so good here. I can go into my yin energy here. And the outer world, we give it our energy. Here we replenish. We'll seek comfort and security in our home, and we're going to want to make them comfy and cozy and secure. There may be a need to upgrade aesthetically your home this month. It's a good time to buy a home, or to do home renovations, or to create a home with somebody, maybe to nest. It's a great month to start a family. We will want to stay home more, not just because it's winter, but because we just enjoy our home. We'll want to be with our families and our tribes, even the non-blood tribes. We'll want to spruce up our home, and more important, we're just going to want to enjoy our home and our families more. The 4 energy will have us maybe doing some repairs if that's needed, especially if something is threatening the future security or safety or even the value of our home. And I mean literally, as in structurally, and figuratively, as in if there's emotional issues or even interlopers in your home and family. So it's going to be a great month if you are in home repairs or home selling or mortgage industries. It's going to be because everybody's going to be looking to root, ground, and nest. We'll feel a need to get things done, or at least start the process of maybe buying, selling, or renovating in our home environment. We're going to be drawn to connect to and deal with family stuff. So I'm talking like the family of origin, the family you've come from, the group you've come from, the culture, the religion, the geography of where you come from, but also the families we make. That's going to be stuff too. So if you're having issues, if there's any issues with any one person in the family, everybody may be called back to duty. We may be on the receiving of that too. If we're going through something, the whole family may come together to help us. If there's any cracks in the foundations of our family, it's going to become obvious, and it's going to call for attention so that we can make our family unit strong and supportive to all of the members, not just some. And it will really be a time to have family time. Not so much in going out or doing social things, but more so to be at home and just simply enjoy each other's company. Again, there may be a need to pull into each other as like a crisis, one having a crisis, but it's also going to be filled with like lots of fun and joy to spend time together. If there's any issues or emotional wounds that date through the ancestral lines, like repetitive patterns or cycles, they're going to be really obvious this month and next month too. 4 energy really resonates with rooting out ancestral wounds. So anything that's a cyclical pattern, a repeated pattern through family lines and time dimensions is going to be addressed. The ancestral wounds, we call them. And this is going to continue really through April. It's going to be a lot of focus from now through April, I should say. It's going to be a lot of focus on shifting and healing ancestral wounds and patterns. So I kick off my library talks this month on Thursday, February 20th, 2020. How about that? At the Roseland Public Library, New Jersey. And I'm going to be talking about creating the life you want and how to get yourself out of the way. Sometimes that includes clearing some ancestral wounding. So I have about 22 library events scheduled this year, and they are all free. Every library event I do is always free. So for a complete list, go to my website, www.speakingfromspirit.com, and see where I'm going to be and maybe join me. You could come to any library. I do hope I get to see you at one or more. So now let's pull a card for this month. So I'm going to pull from the Mother Mary Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild here. Let me give them a little bit of a shuffle. And let's see what Mother Mary wants to tell us. Our Lady of the Sacred Sun, as in S-O-N sun, not S-U-N sun. Our Lady of the Sacred Sun, my beloved Son, my Christ, lives in your hearts, for you are the sons and daughters of love. The Christ is a consciousness of love that belongs to every human soul and will awaken in those that are ready to receive it. through my grace. I ask you to realize that you carry this divine flame of love within. For you, my sons and daughters, it's time for a divine awakening of sacred masculine energy within you. Just as I birthed the Christ child through love, so too will you birth enlightened divine masculine energy through the love and power of the divine feminine now. This is a time for your sacred birth. The divine Christ lives in the hearts of men and women as divine love and passionate service of divine light, irrespective of whatever religion you are. The divine light is in whatever form you believe it to be, whether that is Allah, or God, or Krishna, or Shiva, or a guru, or the universe, or anything else for that matter. Provided that it is love that you are serving, then the Christ consciousness, or unconditional divine wisdom, love and power that the Holy Mother seeks to awaken within us can live within inside of you. Our Lady of the Sacred Sun speaks to us of a healed masculine consciousness, of the Christ awakening in men and women. This becomes possible through the love and the power of the divine feminine awakened. The divine feminine holds a space for love, for acceptance of all beings, for truth and for compassion, so that a new masculine can emerge in modern humanity. Healed masculine consciousness is what allows us to discern and make choices and to set boundaries. It allows us to say yes or no based on our own values, which are not blindly adopted from our family or society, but instilled from our own innermost feelings and heart wisdom. A healed divine masculine gives us the courage to live our own life, the strength that we need to honor our individuality in making choices that feel truthful for us. It enables us to understand that our divine gift of self is meant to be lived as authentically and honestly as possible. A healed divine masculine consciousness is freed from needing approval through popular opinion or being liked by the fulfilling the expectations or conditions that others may seek to impose. A healed divine masculine consciousness is empowered to accept and honor the self, accepting one's sexuality, individuality, and particular self with all its quirks. It can do this because it understands that the divine lives in all beings and no one is required to be the same as anyone else in order to be worthy of complete unconditional divine love. There's a little bit more. Basically, what this card is saying, we all have a Christ inside of us. We all have the ability to have that Christ consciousness come away, which was basically love one another and love yourself. And of course, loving one another has its boundaries, but it also has an acceptance of all that is, all that we are, so we can love ourselves without conditions or judgments, and to love others without conditions or judgments. This card is saying that's awakening this month. I'm kind of glad I'm on the right track. I wrote that alert before I even pulled the card. And I kept getting, this month is all about love, all about love, all about loving relationships. So in order to get rid of all the junk in our relationships, we have to come to a place of self-love first, because we can't love anybody without an agenda or a need or a manipulation. If we don't love ourselves, truly love ourselves, not egoically love ourselves, truly love ourselves. And when we can do that, we can love and accept somebody else completely, warts and all. So, kind of glad I'm on the right page. And I'm kind of glad that we have the Christ consciousness activating in us now, so that we're not, and that of course will override any of the lower consciousness that we humans tend to like to go into. So that's my big message for right now. If you want to read more, my alert is on my website. Again, www.speakingfromspirit.com. Everything is on there for my schedule for the whole year. If you want to book a reading with me, you go through my website, it is on there. All my schedule is up for the year, and all the types of readings I do is there. And if you want to reach out to me, you can do that too through my website. So that's it. It's me, Ro. And I am wishing you peace.